I'll tell you about that later. Here he is, one of the all-time Cleveland Indian greats,
Legend.
Kenny Lofton, who should be in the Hall of Fame, and I hope he will get in the Hall of Fame at some point. Kenny, how you doing? Thank you for joining us.
I'm good. I can't complain, man. It's all good. Just hanging out in cold Cleveland. Coming in from LA with us, so but it's cool.
You gotta embrace it, man.
Yeah.
You know, it was an ice storm.
What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
Are you still in
Embrace it.
Arizona?
Huh?
You still in Arizona?
No, I live in LA now.
LA.
I got yeah.
You're going even farther and farther west.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's crazy in LA right now.
Did
but
you survive the fires okay?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's funny you said that. I'm not just trying to segue in what I'm trying to do, but yeah, I survived it, but some people didn't.
Yeah.
You have the Pacific Palisades, and then you have the Altadena fires and the Eden fires, and that's something I'm trying to do right now. I'm working on a project that's trying to help the low-income people in Altadena. It was an area that was hit that they're not well off. They're unincorporated city, and I'm trying to work on. I've been spoken with some RV companies, so I'm starting a project called Athletes for Altadena, and we're putting some stuff together to try to get RVs for those displaced families in Altadena.
Yeah.
It's they have 400 people in shelters right now, so I'm trying to get them out of shelters and have something of a normalcy, and we try to find out some RVs, but it's tough to find hookups because you don't have land. So you're trying to find land to get these RVs. So if somebody in Altadena, Pasadena have land, we need that to try to get these hookups for these RVs, for these people there. So yeah.
We've heard so much about Pacific Palisades. We haven't heard anything about Altadena.
Yeah.
I know. So I feel like I just wanted to take that stand and help, even though I don't have no skin in the game. I'm not from there, but I just know when you are, not well off, and that opportunity for you to get back on your feet or somebody trying to help you. And I can just imagine where I grew up, if that happened to me, where would I get the help from? So I just talked to myself. I talked to Byron Scott. I talked to Doc Rivers. I'm going to be talking to more people, and they're on board of what I'm trying to do. So I just appreciate their support, and I'm going to be asking for everyone. We're going to get a QR code set up so people can put money. We're going to partner up with the Pasadena Community Fund and put it toward there, and it's all strictly for RV housing and the hookups and the connections and the sewerage and the water and electricity, all that's needed. So we can just find areas to put
Please
these
let us
RVs.
know when you have that, and we will spread it on the
please
show.
do that. Please do that for
absolutely.
me.
It's
But
just horrible.
But on a better note, what are we talking about over here?
I'm curious. Speaking of the weather, how tough was it playing here in April and October? I mean, it was fun playing in
Like
October.
you said, you got to embrace it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. You
I embrace it. You
Yeah.
know, because it's almost like when you know it's there,
Yeah,
embrace it. Nothing else you can do, but
Yeah.
because it ain't gonna change.
that's right.
What you gonna do? Not play?
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't do that. We needed you.
So you just had to embrace it. I put my gloves on, put my earmuffs on, and they put these extra layers underneath me. I just when I got to the plate, I said, please swing it everything down the middle. Because if you get off the end of the bat or get jammed, you're gonna be like this for 2 innings. That cold on that bat, bro, it ain't no joke.
Did you play in the old stadium?
What?
I'm trying to remember when you got
2
here.
years.
2 years. I've heard horror stories about that place.
The locker room was no joke. It was not fun. But at that point, you're in the big leagues. Even though there was a tripped out big leagues, in the old stadium, but you considered the big leagues. Yeah.
Let me ask you about some of the moves that the Guardians made. I know they were the Indians when you played Guardians. Now, when you trade a guy like Jimenez, a platinum glove, like how does that affect the other guys that's in the locker room?
To be honest, because that happened to me, you got traded and you get confused because you don't know the direction they're going, what they're trying to do, and I think sometimes it needs to be more communication with the players and the front office about when you're making these kind of moves. You gotta talk to people, and it happened to us in '95 to '96. It's like you close, And you need to add pieces. You don't minus pieces. And some of your major, like he had a Gold Glove. He was your infield strength.
Yeah.
And then you take that away. So it's like, what are you guys doing? Are we trying to go to the next level or take another step back? Sometimes you just don't know.
Were you blindsided by the trade?
What? Oh my goodness.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong. Obviously, they lose Albert.
Yes.
They get nothing for him.
Okay.
And they look at you and think, we can't lose
See,
him
there
for
you go.
nothing.
You think you assumed. Don't assume.
Well, that was the
no,
outside
not
perception.
you.
Yeah.
But I'm saying they assumed. Do you know what happened when you assume?
You make an ass out of you and me.
You said it. So, yes, exactly. So basically, I would have appreciated for them to come, hey, Kenny,
Yeah.
we lost Albert. The situation, we don't want to lose you. What can we do? Can we figure something out together?
Yeah.
And they never
to
did
make
that?
you, what? I came, you know what? This is sad, bless his heart. Rest in peace, Davey Nelson.
Yeah.
So, me and Davey Nelson was like this.
Yeah.
We was, all of a sudden come to the clubhouse and he always in good spirits or whatever. And I saw him in the clubhouse, he said, son, come here. I'm like, what? They want to see you in the office.
This was during spring training.
Yeah, this spring training. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm trying to think.
I know that feeling.
I'm saying to myself, did I go out last night? Did I do something? You know what I mean? I'm saying, like, what did I do last night to where they come to me in the office? Did somebody say I did something or what did I? I'm like, what would you say?
Yeah.
Like, wait,
Get that
last
pit in
night?
your stomach.
You know what I'm saying?
Get that
You
feeling in
did.
your
I'm like,
oh, man.
I'm like, okay, wait, I didn't do that. I was in last night, so I'm
Yeah.
good with that. That ain't the reason.
Because they never call you in, right?
No.
They never call you in.
No, so David Nelson said, they want to see you in the office. So he walks in the office with me. He's going in there. I'm like,
Oh, this that meeting.
and I walk in the office and I think I saw John Hart, Mike Hargrove, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Can you sit right here? I sat down. He said, well, Kenny, and John Hart with his, how he, well, Kenny, I think we made a decision and we made a move. I'm like, what? You've been traded. I'm like, what? Oh, my heart just went, I'm like, oh, and I started getting tears in my eyes. I'm like, dang, what did I do? I just had a great year and all of a sudden 96 coming in 90, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wow, we're getting traded. Say we traded you to the Atlanta Braves. I'm like, wow. Yeah, it was like, yeah.
When did you know you wanted to come back?
No, it was a weird situation. People don't know now, but I was good friends with Marquise Grissom. So he got traded, he was over here. And so I was a free agent. He became a free agent. So we were friends or whatever. And they said, yeah, Milwaukee is trying to figure out, what's going on. And so Milwaukee was talking to me and I'm going back and forth. And Marquise said, what's going on? He said, Kenny, they love you here, man. I said, I'm sorry. He said, if you got to find a way to get back on, that's all they talk about is Kenny Lofton, Kenny Lofton here in Cleveland. I said, I said, I feel the same way. Mm-hmm. And then the opportunity came up where he and I can talk. And he said, well, you know what, let's see if we can get you back to Cleveland. And if it wasn't for Dan O'Dowd, wow. Dan O'Dowd gave me a call and said, Kenny, let's talk. I'm like, you know what? Let's talk. He said, we want to get you back to Cleveland. I said, let's talk. So I told Marquise, I said, hey, this is the situation. He said, I feel you, brother. You need to try to get back there. He said, Milwaukee's trying to find a center fielder. Cleveland's trying to figure out what they want to do. I'll go to Milwaukee. You go back to Cleveland.
What a class dude, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is nice.
Yeah.
You know how Michael Vick made the number 7 legendary for football? That's how you did for baseball.
Thank you, yeah.
Number 7, like anytime I see somebody with 7, I say, it's Kenny.
Yeah, it was I love that number. It was great. When I went to a couple other teams and I couldn't get that number, I was upset. But you know what?
Yeah.
I went to San Francisco. Marvin Bernard wouldn't give it up. I went to the White Sox and the manager. I'm like, Jerry Manuel, you don't even wear the damn number. You don't even put the damn uniform on, bro. You got a dang uniform on. You have the little coat over it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Offer to pay?
Yeah, Marvin Bernard. I said, what you need, bro? I ain't giving it up. I'm like, manager, you're the manager.
Yeah.
We don't even see your number.
And the manager wouldn't give it up.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They should have fired him just for that.
But he knew something was going on. That's why, because I ended up being traded.
Yeah.
So he probably already knew I wasn't going to be there long.
Yeah, well.
Kenny, when I think of you, the number one thing I think of is winner. And
Yeah.
sometimes when players are traded a lot in their career, people take that negatively. I never thought of that way for you. The reason I think you got traded so many times is because every team was like, we need a player that's going to help us put it over the top. Get Kenny Lofton. I remember as a kid, and fans sometimes get upset with me, even though I've been here now 13 years. But I grew up a Cubs fan, and when the Cubs traded, when the Cubs got you, I was like, you helped them win.
Yeah.
You were such a difference maker on that team.
I mean, I felt the same way because, again, what I did on the field was very unique.
Yeah.
It wasn't like everyone, people don't understand. Guys don't like to be a leadoff hitter. Guys don't like to, because you're a leadoff hitter, you got to take pictures, you got to do certain things to help the guys behind you. And that's what people don't get. I played a role. And my role basically is to take care of those guys behind me. So I didn't get no credit. And to this day, I'm still not getting credit.
Yeah.
But, that's the way it is. But I felt like because the Cubs needed a leadoff guy, the Giants needed a leadoff guy. So those guys didn't have those players because that was a unique position. And I felt like my time when I was in baseball, I felt I did my job the way it was supposed to be done.
Yeah.
I thought that I was going to get my credit for being this leadoff guy, doing stuff in the outfield, on the base pass, making the pitchers, erratic or what. That's what I thought my job was.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to do. And then, if I'd have known, started being selfish, I would have been selfish, but I wasn't. Sometimes I go up to the bat to the plate and say, I'm gonna take 2 strikes. Some people were scared to hit with 2 strikes. I wasn't. So that was a game plan of mine to try to help the guys behind me.
Yeah. And what's wild to me is, and when you first went on the ballot, there were a lot of guys who were steroid guys on there. And obviously you got pushed off the ballot the first year, which was a disgrace. The writers really dropped the ball on you there. I think with Ichiro going in, there's been a lot of your numbers compared to Ichiro's numbers. You're right. You're right there, or better than him in a lot of categories, and he belongs in the Hall of Fame as you do. And I think now with stolen bases kind of coming back in baseball, and for so many years it's like the leadoff hitter kind of got forgotten.
Yeah.
And because I remember as a kid, guys like you, like that was special.
Vince Coleman.
Tim Raines. Tim Raines got in the Hall.
Ricky, obviously.
Yeah.
And you were, and I don't mean to diminish another player, but to me, you were a million times better than Vince Coleman. I know he stole a zillion bases, but as an overall player, you were so much better than Vince. But to me, it's crazy you're not in the Hall of Fame. I know whatever they call these committees now.
It's coming up.
Yeah, I know you're coming up. And are you hopeful?
That's the thing is that they changed the model of how they go about it. When Fred McGriff, so every 3 years they get to vote on that committee, and only 8 players they get to put, just say, on a board. Yeah. And they get to look at. You only get 8.
Right.
So for that year, and then after that year, if you're not on that 8, you got to possibly wait another 3 years for that opportunity to come up. So the first 8 of players that came up in 2022, I wasn't on that 8. It was some guys that was with me on that 2013 Hall of Fame ballot, and some guys had some questionable situations, during that time, and they were on it again. Yeah. So I mean, I give the writers a little bit of credit, just that much, because they were trying at that time. There were some guys, like you said, the potential steroid guys. Yeah. So they were trying to figure out if they want to keep them on the ballot. Right. So they had to vote for them. And then there was a few other guys that was already on the ballot, and they were trying to keep them on. So if you had 10 spots, you voted for those questionable guys to see if they're going to be on or off. And then you had the guys who were already on, and you trying to boost them up. Yeah. So when that happened, I got caught lost in the shuffle. Yeah. So, but all I was asking, give me 5% and keep comparing my numbers to other people. Right. And you can see the comparison of me and Ichiro. I understand that he played more years than me. Yeah. But a lot of my stats beat him already when he had maybe 500 more games than me. Right. So if I had 500 more games, my stats that already beat him would even be even more drastic. Right, right. But I just didn't have that opportunity to be looked at. So some of the guys nowadays, some players will text me right now. It's like, dude, we did not look at your numbers that way. We know you were. That's right. You were a good player. We saw how good you was, but we didn't actually see the breakdown of your numbers. I'm like, I just did my thing, man.
I feel like your game is more appreciated now. It's weird because obviously at the time your game was appreciated.
Yeah.
And then for a while, the guys who played like you did, I feel like were less appreciated.
Yeah.
And now it's swinging back again, which is why I think you're going to get in. Not that Dave Parker was obviously Dave Parker's a very different player than you are, but I feel like I see guys like Harold Baines and Dave Parker, and those are really good ball players. And again, no knock at those guys. I feel like, to me, Kenny Lofton's a better player. And those guys, and I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but I feel like if Dave Parker and Harold Baines are in the Hall of Fame, I got to have Kenny Lofton in the Hall of Fame.
He'll be in there.
Well, the funniest thing about it, that stat they talk about WAR.
Yep.
Yeah.
That came out, I think, in 2014, the year after I got off the ballot. But if you look at the WAR, they make so big of a deal on WAR.
Yeah.
So if you're making this big of a WAR,
Yeah.
and you look at my WAR compared to other people, it's like it don't add up.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
No,
it doesn't. So when they said WAR is so major, and then you look at the top center fielders all time,
Yeah.
I think I'm 8th or 9th on the all-time list.
Yeah.
And everybody in front of there is on, let me see, I think it's 8 or 9, and Mike Trout is up there, and Beltran. Those are the only other two who are not in the Hall of Fame that are on that list.
Right. And they're getting in.
And
Beltran
they're getting,
almost got in this
he
year.
almost got in. So
Yeah.
I'm right behind Beltran.
Well,
He's
you
at
should be
70.
getting in
He's
there.
at 70, and I'm at 68.
Yeah.
71 and a half career
Seven-
more.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I think, let's just hope it's sooner rather than
but
later.
but again,
Have you taken time to write your speech? Because it should be done.
no, but again, I mean, I don't want to, you people say you want to jinx certain things or whatever, but again, because it's been since 2013 was when I got off the ballot, and I haven't played since then for 5 years before then. So 2007 was my last year. So from there to now, it's was almost 15 years?
17 years, I think.
18,
Yeah.
18
From
years,
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and all I was asking is just start comparing my number.
Yeah,
if I get on that board
Yeah.
and they start comparing me,
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Has anybody seen a player retired almost 20 years look this good? Look at this man. He's in great shape. Could you still steal a base?
heck no.
Didn't they make the pads bigger now?
Well, they didn't make it bigger.
bigger
That little right leg gimp that I got, I still might be able to get it to that bigger bases, and the pitchers only throw over twice. Come on, dude.
You probably would have had another 100 stolen bases
You
if they
ain't
were
lying. More than that. More than that.
all the close outs.
I could talk to you all day.
Okay.
Two things I
We
want to
got
ask
time.
you
We got a
about.
couple hours.
And we got to get to why you're here.
Okay,
Two things I want to ask you. Number one, the catch against the Orioles. Did you know at the time? Like, take me through that play. I think we got it.
Which Orioles?
The catch over, like one of the greatest
See,
catches ever.
That's still not one of the best, I think.
Well, which one?
One
Show the
against-
one. Show the one that I told you
Yeah.
to pull up.
But it was
Because
the
I
one
want you
against.
to walk through this one.
I mean, I just saw it because, again, being a basketball player, I was trying to do my little timing to see, because I said every time, I always try to get every ball out there if I can.
You don't think that was your best one?
It was one, but it was
What
one.
you mean?
One against. I don't
That's
think.
considered one of the greatest
I don't
catches
think they
ever.
show it. It's the one against Cal Ripken in Baltimore when I
Yeah.
caught it in left center.
I don't remember that.
I was running full speed and I
Yeah.
ran. And
Was,
just
was that your
sprint.
rookie year when they first opened Camden Yards?
Yes.
Because I do remember that. one.
Yes, I ended up catching it.
Look at this.
I think you were a rookie.
That pad slipped. It didn't stay on there. See, people don't see that. That pad slipped down. I didn't get a chance to.
that make the catch even harder.
But people don't look at it. Watch the pad slip. I had to still.
This catch is unbelievable.
That is crazy. What was
Yeah.
your vertical? Do you know when you played? I mean,
I
that's
think it
just
was
crazy.
44.
44.
Yeah.
I remember the Ripken catch
that's
now.
crazy.
'Cause they
You
had
don't
just
think that's
opened.
the best
It was
one?
the. I think it was the first series.
'Cause I ended up hitting my hip on the top part of the wall.
on that
Yeah,
one.
on
Yeah.
that play?
And no, the
Oh,
one
the
that
Ripken play.
Ripken play.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But also, as people don't talk about a lot of catches I
Yeah.
made. So George Brett had his Hall of Fame because he got in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he had a speech and he had his 500 and some home runs. And he said, man, I would have had my 500 home runs sooner if it wasn't for a guy in that dugout. 'Cause we were playing against Kansas City and
Yeah.
they were, congratulating him during that time.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and he pointed over to that guy in that dugout, Kenny Lofton. I think I stole like 3 or 4 home runs against him. I'm like, my bad, dog.
Have you forgiven Joel Skinner yet?
I haven't even seen him. But
You know exactly what I'm talking about. For people who don't know, the playoff game, you're coming around third. And he gives you one of these.
I was so freaking confused because you know me, I'm rolling. I hit the bag. I look up. I'm like, what in the freak happened to that ball? Did it like do something magically and jump into Manny's hand? And I look back. I'm like, dude, the ball's right. You're on TV. Calm down.
Boston. I forget what year that was though. What year? Do you remember?
Joe, what in the freak just happened? Right there. You know,
Oh my
so
God.
I kind of had to keep it on my. Like, dude, what the fuck just happened, bro?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. The ball's right there. You know, right there.
You guys would have won that game. Yeah. You'd win that game.
Well,
I think
how about-
that would have been the Cleveland. I would have been the championship. That would have been.
I
our-
just found the Cal Ripken catch, by the way. I'll
found
play it. Yeah,
let's
this
see.
is an incredible catch. When you want to take it full, and here we go.
Oh, that was the other one. Nope.
Nope, here it is.
Here it is.
Look where I think how far I'm going.
That I believe that was your rookie year.
Wow.
Was that your
Yeah.
rookie year?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Because I remember the announcer saying like, "Here you
Oh,
go."
full
Here's
speed. Look at that. Whoa. Oh. Oh. I can feel my hip right now. I can feel my hip right now.
They stole you from Houston.
I can feel my hip right there.
How did they? There was something that happened. Houston did something wrong that they were able to like steal you from Houston, but I don't remember
No,
the story.
no, they didn't. No, they didn't.
They
what
had some
hap-
roster something, right? No.
I don't know. All I know is I keep telling people it wasn't for Charlie Manuel. So I'm in AAA,
Yeah.
and Charlie Manuel was with the Colorado Springs Indians, and I went to Astros. And this dude, every time we played against him, I'm gonna get you, son. Like I'm walking up to the batter's box and I'm gonna get you, son, over here. I'm like, what? I'm gonna get you. You gonna get over here? I'm like, huh? Watch. I'm gonna get you, son. I'm like, dude, I'm playing. I'm like, what are you talking about? And all of a sudden, that off season, I got traded, and I saw Charlie. He saw Charlie when I got traded, whatever, and talked to me. He said, told you I was gonna get you over here. Oh, you were right, Charlie. So anytime you say something, Charlie, I'm gonna believe you.
We got another play we wanted
Uh-oh.
to show Kenny. This is from the '95 ALCS. You got it?
Oh, that one.
What are you talking about? No, I don't have anything.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got that one?
My bad. I guess Steve Becker.
How about when I
texted
was
got
raking Randy Johnson? You gonna talk
Well, how
about that
about
one?
this?
The
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Slide into home in the
from
comeback.
second, stealing home from
Yeah,
second
yeah,
base.
yeah.
On
Well,
the
I
wild
didn't.
pitch.
I don't know if you call it steal from home, but
Yeah.
I just snuck behind, some things. But again, me. People don't understand. I try to be aggressive all the time. I try to take the extra base, and once you be aggressive and you make that turn, anything can. You don't know, but you just kind of
Yeah.
see the situation and just react. I was just a reactive type player, and when Ruben Amaro, scored or whatever, and then all of a sudden, I just turned the base. I look up, I'm like, dude, he got his back turned. They don't see me. I just kept going.
So when you hit third is when you know.
So would you say Jose is the closest on the current Guardians right now that runs the bases aggressively?
Jose who? Ramirez?
Yeah.
He's not a base stealer, bro.
He's not.
He's a hard base runner though.
They don't. The Guardians don't have
He
anybody.
ain't got
like
nobody.
him.
Yeah, nobody really steals bases like that. But like he gets the extra base.
Yeah.
He's aggressive.
I mean,
Yeah,
Trey
he's very
Turner
aggressive on the
steals
base.
bases like that to some degree, but
No, guys. I mean,
Yeah.
I think the guy in the game right now is a guy with Cincinnati. He's
Ellie
Ellie
De
De
La
La
Cruz.
Cruz,
yeah, he's
he's a freak. That guy.
Yeah,
he,
he
he's
can play, man. He
ridiculous.
can
Yeah,
play.
yeah,
Who was
he's
your idol growing up? Like, who was the player you looked up to?
I mean, I didn't really have a major.
He's
I was a
basketball guy. Right?
Yeah, I was a Cubs fan growing up. So,
you were?
yeah, I was. I mean, I loved the Cubs, and 2016 was a pretty cool year for me. I said, I can't lose.
Yeah.
Cleveland win, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Chicago win, I'm happy. So,
Yeah.
but I was not on NA showing basketball highlights.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I did all right.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right. So if you had right now, if you had to steal a base or make a three, what do you got a better shot?
Oh, 3 is easy. You
Dunk.
ain't got to
Steal
run.
a
You
base
ain't got to
and
run.
dunk.
No, I can't dunk. Look here. Look, show Sherman Douglas. What you jump for, bro?
Ooh.
You ain't know I had skills like
Yeah,
that.
I did. Look at
You didn't know that?
Oh, they got some other dunks out there. I
Went to
got.
the NCAA tournament.
They got some dunks. Oh, check this one out. Check this one out. Here we go. I like this. Look at.
We've only got you for a couple more minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, come
We
on.
have to-
Okay,
we
sorry.
have to
Yeah,
talk
we
about
got to
the
talk
sports
about.
awards.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
I do want to ask you about Albert. but
Okay.
the sports awards.
Okay.
Obviously, that's why you're here in town.
Yes.
Are you looking forward to getting back with some of the guys? And,
It's always good, and Cleveland does a great job with this award ceremony. They look at certain, either high school or college or professional players, to try to give them their props of what they've done and appreciate, what they've done for the city of Cleveland. And I think 90 for this year is the 95 team. And we put, the Indians, the city of Cleveland back on the map. That year. Yeah. Well, starting with 94, we should have, did some 94. It wasn't because of strike, but 95, it showed that Cleveland is on the move. We ready. Yeah. And we put that year after 94, all those games we put on that winning streak or that home sellout streak. Yeah. And the city of Cleveland just wanted to have something to cheer for. That's what I love about Cleveland. They was diehards. They want to win. They want some teams that are going to go out there and compete hard and compete and what I tried to do is find a way to help lift this city up. And I think 94, 95 started that process. We started in the old stadium, but the new stadium brought that new life to the city of Cleveland. And when they were saying it was that 10th man, oh God, other teams dreaded coming into Cleveland.
Really? Yeah.
Because the fans going crazy, and we had that attitude, that never die attitude in 95, 94, 95, and we could be down 3 or 4 or 5 runs coming in the 8th or 9th. Other teams say, we better put our clothes in early because this team ain't no joke.
Well, and you had like Tommy batting 8th, I think.
I know, him and Manny down there in the order, and we just had some players that started that rise as young players and just kept going. And like you say, you want to talk about Albert, but dude, that dude was something else, bro.
Tickets are still available.
Tickets are still available,
ClevelandSports.org, right? Who's on the panel tonight? It's you, AB?
To be honest, I know it's me. I think Nagy. I think it's
Tommy.
Oh, Tommy, and I maybe Shui or somebody else. I'm not exactly sure.
Real quick, what's your best Albert story?
Albert got a lot of stories. But I tell you something, if I want to start a team and have a left fielder, I want Albert Belle. Yeah. And I told them, think about Albert. I think the best story is probably still I don't know if it's the stereo or the toilet or the
thermostat.
But I think the thermostat is probably one of the best ones. But Albert was just so intense. Albert, I tell you one thing will piss Albert off more than anything: not getting an RBI. RBI was his flamethrower. Just if you got a man on second and third and he don't get a man, if he would just start throwing stuff. If nobody's on base and he make out, I don't care. I don't care. But a man on base, he's about tearing stuff up. But I say one of the funniest stories, because Albert's RBI, but Carlos Barrega, one of the best gap-to-gap hitters, and I'm on first base, and every time I get on first, if I don't steal, Carlos gonna hit a double, I'm gonna score. So there's one particular time Albert was trying to get to like the RBI title or something, trying to get up there, and I'm on first, and there Carlos go again, and boom, he hits the double in the gap, and I'm taking down second, and I'm going, I hit third, I look up, I was like, I'm like, what the heck? What? He had his back down the line, you see the third base coach going like this. And I was like, stop!
So who'd you listen to? Which one?
To be honest, I kept going, and he was mad because it surprised me. I'm like, what are you doing, Albert? So I mean, when I saw it, I'm not surprised because that's Albert. He wanted RBI. That's what he wanted. So, I'm like, Albert, what are you doing, dude? So all of a sudden he get there, he'll say, was a whole lot of stories, but dude, stay at third, don't go back. So all of a sudden, a couple times I'm on second base, and you see the pitcher's kind of tough, right? And Albert, he gets up there and he'll come to me. You see him in the batter's ball, he'll go like. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh shoot, he wants me to steal third, because the guy, he's gonna hit a fly ball and he gets the RBI. So one time I did a perfect fly ball, RBI. He's kidding, that was perfect. Where'd he go? So next time over there, I'm like, Albert, the dude is slide stepping by. I'm on second. Dude, so I tried to go to third. Out! Come back to the dugout. Dude, what are you doing? You told me to go. You told me to go. So, but again, but anyone talking about the 95 season, One guy I just tip my hat to all the time is Mike Hargrove. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for him. His job was tough. He used to come in the clubhouse and try to get stuff done, and he'll walk in there and he'll just because guys are fighting, doing all kind of stuff, rolling on the ground, all kind of stuff or whatever. It was like a madhouse. But when it comes to getting prepared for the game before a certain time, around 6:15, it's a morgue. Guys are preparing. Getting before that, it's like Bad News Bears all over the place. Guys, Julian Tavares, Espinosa, Wayne Kirby, they're always fighting and doing stuff. But then 6:15,
Ready to go.
it's time.
like that.
It's ready to go. It's on.
That's
All right,
wild.
we're getting yelled at.
Sorry,
We're
sorry,
gonna
my
go
bad.
to-
It's on me.
I got to tell you
It's on
real
me.
quick, quick. I was 20 years old, had braces on. I was a new reporter, first time in the clubhouse.
Oh, boy.
I talked like this. I was so excited to get into your clubhouse. And there was this guy I wanted to talk to, Kenny Lofton, and you're doing a one-on-one with somebody. And I just came walking up, and I start talking to you. And now the gaggle comes, right? And you were so mad. You're like, well, I was just talking to this guy until this kid showed up. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing in here. And I, for the rest of the time, I just sat there like this. I was scarred for 20 years because of you.
Keep it real, man.
Jay.
It's the guy I'm talking to.
We appreciate
Sorry,
you
yeah,
so much.
okay, well, yeah, it's
Thank
awesome,
you
bro.
for taking the time.
No problem.
Everybody go see Kenny and the guys. It's going to be amazing. There are tickets still available.
Great story tonight.
And definitely please let us know if we can help with what you're doing out in California. We'll be happy to
Okay,
spread
yeah.
the word.
Just spread
Thank
the
you for
word
coming
for
in
me,
studio
thank
with
you.
us. We appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for having me. It was awesome,
Thank you,
guys.
Kenny.
Got it.
It's
All
right.
awesome.